Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Leah. If it's your first time here, first and foremost, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any more uploads from me. And if you're new here, welcome back. As most of y'all already know, Sundays I post a new episode of my Leah's Light series here on my channel, where basically what you guys do is you send in situations that you want my opinion or advice on to my Instagram DM, and then I will feature it here on my channel and like provide advice if that's what you're asking for, but ultimately to encourage you guys and to shed my light on what you're going through. So that's kind of like the whole Leah's Light thing. So yeah, if you have anything that you want my advice on or my opinion, encouragement, definitely be sure to DM me on Instagram, because I'm always in there checking to see who wants to be featured. So the one that I'm going to be doing today, it says, "Hi Leah, I've been watching your channel for 2 to 3 years now, and I'm very happy to be part of your fan base. I have 2 questions for you. I'm a nice person, and God has called me to be that. I know. But sometimes I think it's a curse rather than a blessing. God told me that it is my salt in the earth and it's my light, but people take advantage of it. They see me as a person they can walk over. I get strange looks, and I just think it makes me look soft and weak. But don't get me wrong, I could be as cold as the world, and I have been. But I was humbled for a while. It's like people respected me more when I was arrogant. But my questions are, number 1, my boss doesn't seem to take to me well, even though I'm professional. I must come off too meek and nice. How do I build credibility with her so that she would grow to like me?" So before I get into answering the questions, I do just want to say thank you for reaching out and sharing your situation. I promise you, so many other people experience the same thing and feel like they are kind of taken advantage of for being too kind. I've definitely felt that way in the past, and I can definitely relate to you as far as like having the perpetuancy, like having the ability to be super nice, but also having the ability to turn up on people if they choose to try me. So I definitely get it. I'm probably a little bit more on like the mouthy side, but I do get where you're coming from, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who can relate to what you feel. So thank you for reaching out and for sending your situation, because it's going to help a lot of people just to be putting it out there. So yeah, the first one says, "My boss doesn't seem to take to me well, even though I'm professional. It must come off that I'm too meek and nice. How do I build credibility with her so that she will grow to like me?" You know what? I'm going to tell you something, okay? You can do your job the best way ever. You can do your job and make no fault, no error ever, and just be flawless. But if somebody has an issue with you, or they don't like you, or they don't want to kind of like have a, good working relationship with you, that's not your fault. I'm this way as well. It's easy to internalize what other people have going on, but you don't know what her deal might be. It could be a lot of different things. She could just be tired. She's been working there for so long. I don't know her situation, but this is just hypothetical. She could just be tired, been working there for the past 20 years, over it. Like, I don't want to become close with another employee because the last one left on a bad note or whatever. You never really know. She might be having difficulty outside of work, maybe in her family life, or maybe she's going through something personally that nobody knows about and she's just carrying that every single day. Or she just might not be a friendly person, who knows? But I know how it is when you feel like the people you're working with, especially a manager, doesn't really care for you. I was in an instance in the past where I felt like my manager didn't like me. He favored like others, and it was just awkward. So I get it, and I totally understand wanting to have that a good working relationship. Like, you are completely normal for wanting that, and for whatever reason that's not really a priority of hers. But I want to encourage you that it's okay. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're going to your job. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. If your boss doesn't like you or doesn't go the extra mile to really get to know you, or even to recognize what you're doing, just know that that's an issue that she's having. And I promise you that other people who have worked for her in the past probably couldn't relate. She might just not be a friendly person, who knows? But don't let that impact you. I know a lot of times, because I'm very similar in this way, when people mistreat us or don't treat us the way that we would treat them, it makes us want to change us. It makes us want to be like, you know what? Nope. I'm done being nice. I'm done being sweet, because people take advantage of me. But God has given you the gift of kindness. He's given you the gift of, being of gentle spirit. You know, the Bible tells us to be slow to speak, quick to listen, and slow to become angry. And you got that. I'm so glad that you are that sort of person, and that's a gift, and it's beautiful. Okay, you know how many people wish that they could be nicer on a day-to-day basis? You'd be surprised. So I think that that's a good thing that you have, but I think what will be the best for you is to be able to separate yourself from what she has going on. And that's not even specific to this situation, but just in any situation, you know, separating what you are doing and what other people have going on in their situation. So in this instance, you're being friendly, you're being nice, you feel like she's not respecting you, she doesn't, you know, give you that credibility that you deserve because you're too meek. That's her issue. You're operating the way that God is calling you to operate, and you are, you know, doing what you're supposed to be doing, and she's not receiving it well. That's the issue of her receiving it. So I think if it is bothering you, like it seems to be, and it's heavy on your spirit, I would just suggest making it a prayer focus. Like, God, you know, I just want to pray for my boss. I don't know what it is. I feel like she doesn't like me. It's really causing me to feel down. Lord, help me to be able to walk the way that you want me to walk, which is in kindness and gentleness, without being deterred and jaded from other people's reactions, because it's not just going to be this woman. Like, not everyone's going to like us. And that's something that I've had to learn as well, because I'm kind of like a people pleaser to some degree, like not completely, but to some degree. It's like you want to be liked, you want to be well received, you want to be appreciated, you want to, you know, feel like you have that credibility. But, you know, if somebody is withholding that from you or doesn't want that for whatever reason, which is okay, and they have the right to not have to be close to everybody. But how do we process that in a way where we are able to move forward without feeling down and badly about ourselves? So I would want you to make that a prayer focus, that God really help you to walk in the way that he has instructed you to, in the way that he is calling you to, without feeling the burden of other people's responses. Because I get it, and it makes sense. You want to have the best working environment. That's normal. And I totally get it. But at the end of the day, like, we can't control the way people receive us, even if we're not even in the wrong. You never know. But one thing I've learned is that people have stuff that they're going through that we have no idea. We have no idea what they're going through, but they are going through something. So just take it as an opportunity to pray for her, continue to be kind, continue to be nice, and allow God to work on her in the meantime. And know that your value does not come from your boss's approval. As long as you're doing your responsibilities, everything else is political. So make sure that you are continuing to do your job, and know that your validation comes from up above and not from around, because people will try and just keep it from you sometimes. Even, you never know, she might be spiteful, who knows, or she might be having a bad day every day, who knows. But just focus on you and pleasing God, because at the end of the day, that's what we're supposed to do as Christians, is show everybody love, even if they don't love us. Still be nice, still turn the other cheek, whatever, and don't let it phase you. It's easier said than done, but you definitely can do it. So I know your question said, how do I build credibility with her so that she will grow to like me? Don't even worry about her growing to like you, girl. Just keep doing you and pray for her, but don't seek that approval from her. Seek it from God, and continue being kind. Okay, so the second one said, how do I know when to say no to people? I believe that God places people in my path, so I say yes, but mostly I want to say no. I also want to honor God. Okay, so how do you know when to say no to people? Y'all, she asked the right person, because I am the queen of no thanks. Nope, I'm sorry, you know, I don't have time. Nope, whatever. Nope, no excuse, nothing. You know, sometimes you just gotta say no. And I'm not saying that's all the time, because like you say, you want to help people, but it really depends on what it is. It's really hard for me to answer this question because it's not anything specific, you know. I'm not sure what it is that people are asking you, but if it's something that is like somebody's inviting you to something and you don't want to go, but you feel that pressure to go because they invited you, stuff like that, you got to say no. Because like, let's say you work Monday through Friday, somebody invited you to something Saturday morning, and you could go, you have the time, but you're also tired. You got to make sure that you're getting your rest. You have to make sure that you're taking care of you. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't say yes to everything, okay? And you shouldn't say no to everything either. But you just kind of have to pick like what makes the most sense. It's like I said, it's hard for me to answer this without knowing what it is specifically. But you can say no and still give to somebody in other capacity. So let's say they want you to go to an event and you don't have time or whatever. You can just tell them like, hey, I'm going to be praying for you that that day goes smoothly. And you actually will pray for them that morning or the night before or whatever. Or, you know, there's ways where you can support people without necessarily doing everything that they're asking of you. You want to make sure that you're taking time for yourself. If you're always saying yes to everybody every time, you could easily get burnt out or feel overloaded and taking on other people's burdens. A lot of time it's just, you know, I won't be able to do this, but let me pray for you regarding that. Or are you okay with me praying for you? Or do you have any prayer requests or whatever? There's ways where you can support people. Maybe they want to meet up with you and go out for dinner and they want to talk or whatever. They want to come over. Maybe you don't have the time. You can just say, hey, I don't have time to meet up this week, but let's talk on Thursday. And maybe it's the time where you're typically driving home from work. I am the queen of stacking stuff. So if I'm driving home from work, that's a good time for me to get in some calls because when I go home, I need to focus on getting myself together, taking a shower, making sure that I'm eating, resting. For the most part, after work is off limits. Sometimes I'm invited to events and I might go to it, but for the most part, it's off limits. If I'm tired and I know that I might be tired, I don't even bother because I know I can't really be of great value if I'm not, you know, I'm not rested. But that's just me. So I don't allow people to pressure me to do things that I don't want to do. I would rather say no and feel and deal with the guilt of saying no than to say yes and not want to be there and be resentful and angry. You know what I mean? So whatever the situation is, because like I said, I don't really know what it is specifically, but I would just challenge you to, if you do want to say no, because you said more often than not, you want to say no, find a way to support that person without giving in and saying yes, even though you feel like that's not, you know, what you want to do. You did say that you want to honor God. So I would also make it a prayer focus to see like, God, all these people are asking this of me and I don't want to do it. Can you please help me to figure out what I should be doing? Or, you know, help me to get to a place where I can walk in it with a better attitude or something. But you don't want to feel like your hands are tied because you want to give from a place of love. You want to give from a place of grace. You don't want to be begrudgingly going through the motions. Yeah, I'll do this. Yeah, I'll drop you off. And the person gets in the car, you're dropping them off. You're like, oh my gosh. Do you know how much gas prices went up? Yep, they went up. You don't want to be that person who be like super like bitter going through with stuff. Like, oh yeah, girl, I'll be there. You show up like, so tired. Wow. I can't believe it's 9 o'clock on a Thursday. I'm tired. Wow. Great. I'm looking forward to the evening. Yeah. You don't want to be that person who's there and bitter and angry, you know? So just say no, say it respectably, give in the ways where you truly feel like God is leading you to. Don't give yourself out of guilt. Because I feel like the enemy is the one that makes us feel condemnation and be like, okay, well, I feel like the enemy is the one who makes us feel condemned, where it's like, well, if you don't do this, then you're not honoring God, you know? And sometimes it's okay to say no. It's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to make it. I'm sorry, I'm tired. Yeah, that's not a good day for me. Let's plan something else, you know, next month. Girl, you are in control of your schedule, and don't let people come and, you know, force stuff into it just because they need stuff. You can help people in ways that doesn't always require your time or whatever it is that you're feeling. And I know you said that you want to honor God. You can honor God just in the way that you handle the conversations and praying for that person and encouraging them with what you do have to offer. You know, honoring God is not just like taking on everything. You know, sometimes it's just connecting people to the right person. Like, you know what, I'm not really the best to help you with this, but so-and-so can. So-and-so is great in that area. Are you free to connect with so-and-so and see if so-and-so is free? Or, you know, there's so many different ways to not have to be burdened with other people's situations. Do what you can do, but definitely be okay with just saying, no thanks, today's not a good day for me. You deserve to have some balance in your life. I'll link below a Leah's Light I did on how to set boundaries in relationships, a Leah's Light that I did on, what's the other one? Finding balance for yourself and giving yourself grace. I will link those both below. And I just want you to be encouraged, because it's a good thing that you're nice and that you're loving and that you want to be there for people and you want people to think highly of you. But to a certain degree, that can become a burden too. So I just want you to know that you are not bound to the expectations of others. As long as you are living in alignment with what God wants for you, that is enough. So seek him, pray to him, and see what is it that he wants you to say yes to? What is it that he's okay with you saying no to? But don't let guilt and feeling condemned force you to say yes more than you truly feel comfortable with. So yeah, I hope that this is encouraging to you. And I definitely know how stressful it can be in the workplace if you feel like your boss doesn't really like you. But beyond your boss, God is who you report to. So as long as you are having integrity, you're being kind, you're being nice, you know, the way that people receive you is not your responsibility. It's your responsibility how you go into the world. Don't ever let anybody deter you from doing the right thing. Even if they have a bad attitude, don't let them bring you down with them, because people will try, okay? Don't let them, because your power is your kindness. Your power is the grace that you possess. And just be encouraged, because you are doing great. Thank you so much for writing in. If anybody else would like to send in a situation that you would like encouragement for or advice on, hit me in my DM on Instagram at Leahsessence. If you feel like somebody could benefit from this video, definitely send it to them. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.